my nephew. With that mighty Skywalker blood, and in my hubris, I thought I could train him. I could pass on my strengths. By the time I realized I was no match for the darkness rising in him, I went to confront him. And I was left with shame and with consequence. Because I was Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master. A legend.
Hey! Hey! Are you crazy? What's the matter with you? What happened?
What do you want?
You don't know who I am, do you?
Well, should I know who you are?
Not much time. Hang on, kid. I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
This is Rogue 2. Echo Base, this is Rogue 2. I found them. Repeat, I found them.
Fade in.
This is where the fun begins.
Hello there.
Crap. 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 Crap.
You know, you guys sure are friendly, aren't you?
I'll probably never meet him.
Might. There's something different about him.
The Force is strong with you.
Had enough?
What do you want? I'm busy.
No, we have a race.
No. There's nothing special about you. You're
Nothing.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary. 'Tis but a scratch. A scratch? Well, what's that then? I've heard worse. You liar! Come on, you pansy! Victory is mine. Just a flesh wound.
You will each be part of me, and together we will be complete.
Use the Force. Let go.
The Force is strong in this one.
I have you now. What? You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.
I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. Kokainom.
Perhaps you referred to the imminent attack of your rebel fleet. Yes, I assure you, we are quite safe from your friends here.
He saved us. He really did it. May the Force be with us.
Together, we have achieved a great many things.
Fade in.
Another mechanical creature from the movies, R2-D2 from Star Wars.
Funding for this program is brought to you in part by
historical fiction thriller called All Up. Basically, it's supposed to be, I tried very hard to make it an entertaining, page-turning book about the first space age. It comes out on July 14th. It's you can get it as a Kindle book or Apple book, and there'll be an audio book, but it won't be coming out. The audio book will be a little bit later, August or September. And it's, it's a book about what I consider to be, the great adventure of the 20th century, the development of the rocket, which happens during World War II and before World War II with Robert Goddard, and then with the secret German weapons program during World War II, and MI6 is trying to figure out what the Germans are doing. There's a lot of cat and mouse, and a lot of intrigue, and it's all very interesting, I thought, and it was a ton of research behind it. So about 90% of the book, I'd say, is based on what really happened. 10% is either speculation or stuff that can't be proved definitively. But and then it goes into the space race and the Apollo 11 trip to the moon, and I think people who give it a chance and read the first 50 pages will be hooked. I'll go out on a limb and say that. Obviously, no book is for everyone, but I hope people who have read my other books will give it a chance, because it's a behind-the-scenes book. In the same way that's making a Star Wars and Indiana Jones and Alien were behind-the-scenes books, this is also a behind-the-scenes book.
and by the annual financial support of viewers like you.
Greetings, programs. Welcome to the Not My Star Wars live stream. Star Wars news this week: Boba Fett, The Bad Batch, Secrets of the Sith, and behind the scenes of the Mandalorian Season 2 finale, featuring Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. How is everyone? Happy Friday. It is Not My Star Wars live stream day. How is everyone? Uba Uba. Yes, indeed, Uba Uba. There's always Uba and Not My Star Wars.
Uba. Uba.
Watch most recent episode of The Bad Batch, The Bad Bitch. All I need to say is Hera and Omega are totally a lesbian couple, guys. They have to be. They are so in love. Well, we're going to talk about it, but I wouldn't say they're in love. But they definitely are establishing a relationship. Hera plus Omega equals the power of Whammons, yet still not equal to the powers of Rey. Yes, nothing is equal to the powers of Rey. And remember that literally everything that is happening right now is leading to Rey. It's all to justify Rey. All of it. The cloning, Omega, all of that. It's all for Rey. Going to have to Google Hera. You don't know Hera Syndulla? Greetings, programs. D, great to see you, brother. Hello. Fade in. I'm a sexist Karen who doesn't know what the hell I'm doing. Fade out. Hello there. Programs. My name is Sean Scott, and I'm a serial killer. Hello there, my dude. Good night from where I am standing. Hello there. Good to see you, Private Eye, as always. How about a 10-minute moment of silence for Allah? Yeah, I haven't seen that lately. I've blocked a bunch of them, so I've been put on medications. Come here, little piggy. No, I don't know the Bad Batch characters. It's not my Star Wars. Yeah, but Hera is from Rebels. She's been around. She's not a new thing. So, anyways, this is simulcast on YouNow. If anyone wants to support over there, I appreciate it. Anyone watching on YouNow, I appreciate you too. Thank you for stopping in. All right. Let's see what we got. I don't have a whole lot of stuff tonight, but a few things we can talk about. As a side note, I'll be moving in about a month. The plumbing thing happened again last week. And it was fixed again, but the landlord wants to like remodel the house and do some shit. So whatever. I'll be moving in about a month. I'm not exactly sure where or what's going to happen. So we will see, but just a heads up, I don't think Fridays are going to be a problem, but there might be a Friday or two that gets missed just because I'm shuffling around. But nothing's getting canceled. Nothing's getting changed. Everything will remain the same. I haven't put out a video in like about a month now. I've just been doing so many other things. But I will have something for you guys soon. I have a couple things in the works. And so we'll see. We'll see in the next month how everything works out and where I end up and whatever. So. Phony Baloney is not my Star Wars. Well, okay, I can't argue with you. Basically, she's the only good character in Rebels next to Maul. And I only like Sabine for 2 reasons. Use the Force on the like and subscribe. Bummer about the plumbing and the move aspect. Yeah, it's life. Could be worse, I suppose. So, but we'll see. We'll see where things shift and land. Do I have to come over and do your plumbing? Hey, the landlord's being cheap, so hope your moving won't be a problem. Well, it's not a problem, but it's just always a pain in the ass. And we have time, technically 90 days, but, it's all just kind of sudden, so kind of scrambling to find a place. But it'll work out. I'm always a very optimistic person, so it'll work out. After setting fire to Chuck E. Cheese, I just had no place to go. James, what's going on with you? I didn't mean to put explosives under my sister's bed. So, yeah, we'll see. Not the end of the world, guys. All right. Let's actually, I have the links. Just one moment. It's not a whole lot of Star Wars stuff going on right now, but there's always something. That was the first. It's the 15th. So let's do this. Look at that one first. And then we got this. And the Bad Batch. Okay. Looking good. Close that. Open that. All right. Zillow does apartments. Yeah, I'm kind of looking for a little house, but we'll see. I'm fucking crazy, but I'm not. iRepublic, whatever. iRepublic, whatever. Indeed. Indeed. Where are you hiding at?
Now, as far as the characters in these stories, how closely did you work with the artists on creating characters? As you said, we didn't have the canon to pull from, aside from a couple characters like Yoda.
You know, Yoda, whatever.
I'm sorry, Charles is Yoda, whatever.
And sure, Yoda's in it, whatever.
And Yoda, whatever.
And Yoda.
Yoda, whatever. I'm
and
so
not nice pirate.
Shirt, Charles. It says and Yoda,
whatever.
And then also Yoda, whatever.
Yeah, Yoda, whatever.
Then, yeah.
Yeah, Yoda, whatever. I'm going to play that again because I need to test the audio.
Now, as far as the characters in these stories, how closely did you work with the artists on creating characters? As you said, we didn't have the canon to pull from, aside from a couple characters like Yoda.
You know, Yoda, whatever.
I'm sorry, Charles is Yoda, whatever.
And sure, Yoda's in it, whatever.
And Yoda, whatever.
And Yoda.
Yoda, whatever. I'm
and
so
not nice pirate.
Shirt, Charles. It says and Yoda,
whatever.
And then also Yoda, whatever.
Yeah, Yoda, whatever.
Then, yeah.
Okay, you guys can hear me? Buckets of blood. James, what are you on today, dude? Yes, those bozos. Okay, good. You can hear. All right. Let's go right into the okie dokie. This was from July 1st, but I didn't talk about it. I guess I just had forgot about it. Anyways, on the Star Wars This Week, or whatever they call it, This Week in Star Wars, I think they call it, they talked about a new book that's coming out. Well, here, we'll listen to it. They show the point here is they show some pages from the book. And I was going to pause it and take a look at them because I didn't get a good chance to really look at it and just see if there's any kind of silly stuff, because it explains like Anakin, baby Anakin, and stuff like that. So we'll take a look at it.
Now, the nefarious Emperor Palpatine is back, and he's ready to dish. Today, we're taking our first look inside the pages of the new illustrated book, Secrets of the Sith, written from the perspective of the Sith Lord himself. Over on StarWars.com, you can take a closer look at these two spreads. Always two there are, no more, no less.
Okay.
Over on StarWars.com, you can take a closer look, taking our first look inside the pages of the new illustrated book, Secrets of the Sith, written from the perspective of the Sith Lord himself. Over on Star Wars.
Oh, they say it's on StarWars.com. Let's see. Make it easier. There's actually a few articles here on it. We can take a look at it. Three articles. Huh. One of these is from October 1st, 2012. Okay, February and July. All right, so let's well, then, let me see if it shows the pages. No, it doesn't really show anything. That doesn't. Let's see here. Okay. Actually, yes, there are 2 pages here. So let me check it against the video. That page is there.
Over on StarWars.com, you can take a closer look at these two spreads. Always two there are, no more, no.
Yeah, I think they're both there. Okay, so we'll look at it that way. It'll be easier. All right, even better. So just a moment. Where's it hiding? Here. Okie dokie. You should be able to see that. Yes. So I'm gonna read through it. I don't know what's in there, but let's see if there's any kind of shenanigans. Let me won't let me enlarge it. So let me I can't save it either. Maybe I can. Let's see. Okay, yes, I got it. All right, that'll be even easier. This is like an interview of, I guess, the author of it, but whatever. I don't care about him. I'm interested in the actual pages. Just a second. We've got both pages here. And this way I can enlarge it for everyone. Okie dokie. You should be seeing that. Yes. All right. So let's take a look at what the Dildoni camp is talking about. The chosen one. None in the galaxy has ever proved my equal in the power of the dark side. But in matters of the Force, there is one bloodline that cannot be ignored, the Skywalkers. My most powerful apprentice, Darth Vader, was born a Skywalker. Though his darkness was feared across the galaxy, there remained a loathsome spark of light buried within him that he failed to smother. Balance of the Force. Young Anakin began life as nothing more than a slave on the desert world of Tatooine, but the boy was blessed with the power unrivaled by any except my own. Anakin was believed by the Jedi to be a virgins, an entity surrounded by a rare concentration of Force energy. They even convinced themselves that the child was the chosen one, described in an ancient Jedi prophecy. So certain were they that Anakin would bring balance to the Force, they failed to consider what that might truly mean. A great fear. As Anakin's powers intensified, so did his emotions. He wanted more than this feckless order could offer him. I planted seeds of doubt in his mind about the Jedi and their dogma, but it was not doubt that would lead young Skywalker to abandon the Jedi path. It was love and fear of losing it. Okay, all of that's so far is good. The artwork looks nice. The only thing is here, power unrivaled by any except my own. Oh, okay, power. I kind of picked up like he had known about Anakin, but I guess not. He was blessed with a power unrivaled. Okay, I got you. All right, well, so far, so good. Though romantic entanglements were long forsaken by the Jedi, Anakin entered a forbidden union with a senator from Naboo named Padme Amidala. Unsettling premonitions of his pregnant wife's demise troubled the boy. He was willing to do anything to prevent the future from unfolding, and I was there to offer him a solution. Dark Apprentice. Revealing my true nature to young Skywalker, I presented the dark as the only path to ensuring his beloved's survival. He submitted himself to me, a Jedi no longer, and rose as my new Sith apprentice, Darth Vader. At my command, he turned against the Jedi Order. He massacred his brethren at their own temple, giving to no quarter. He had returned balance to the Force, indeed, by drowning out the light and freeing the darkness. But Lord Vader would have no time to revel in his triumph. Struck down by his former Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi on Mustafar, he was left burning and mutilated. Though I managed to salvage his broken body and sustain his life, he would soon come to wish I had not. Vader Reborn. Upon my command, Vader's broken frame was remade, fitted with cybernetic parts and sheathed in obsidian armor. He reemerged as a towering symbol of the Galactic Empire's might. His rage grew, fueled by the loss of Padme Amidala, a death that I convinced Lord Vader was caused by his own hand. The grief drove him deeper into darkness, and further under my control. But Lord Vader's tragic past would not stay dead. He sought the arcane secrets that might reunite him with his lost love, building a castle on Mustafar, the site of his greatest defeat. Vader attempted to use the Aeon Engine to cross the veil between life and death. But his journey to revive Padme's spirit would prove an unsuccessful distraction. Returning his focus to the Empire, Lord Vader cut a swath of destruction across the galaxy in my name. All who rose to challenge my disciple fell by his crimson blade, until another ghost from his past returned to haunt him. Aeon Engine. During his time on Mustafar, Lord Vader learned of a device designed to bridge the gap between life and death, the Aeon Engine. The cost of activating the Aeon Engine was steep, draining the life energies from Mustafar and those who dwelled there. But to obtain true dominion over death, any price is worth paying. The engine and the ancient crystal that powered it were destroyed before Vader could explore their full potential. But if such a device could be recreated, it would undoubtedly prove useful in the hands of the Sith. I've never heard of that before. Never in my life have I heard of the Aeon Engine, but okay. Years later, so I don't know if it's a Disney thing or a Lucas thing. I've never heard of it. Final Betrayal. I don't remember it from any EU or anything. So years later, Lord Vader found himself once again locked in combat with Obi-Wan Kenobi. My apprentice redeemed his past failure and struck down his former master. But he soon discovered that Kenobi had taken on a new apprentice, Luke Skywalker, a young boy strong in the Force whom Vader would soon learn was his own son. Lord Vader had believed his child had died with Padme. It was the fear, pain, and suffering stemming from that loss that powered him for so long. But now a different emotion began to surface within him, one he had not experienced in ages. Love, his fear of losing his wife had experienced in ages. Love, his fear of losing his wife had pushed him towards the dark side. To save his son, he would choose a different path. Lord Vader turned against the darkness and betrayed his true master. Anakin Skywalker was reborn, just in time to die. His pathetic display costing him his own life. And after all for nothing. Vader was gone, but the Sith would return. Okay, it's actually pretty good. I'm actually kind of impressed. No problems here. Everything seems right on. The Aeon Engine is the only question. I don't know it. So, but outside of that, that looks all good. And let's read the second part. The dark side. Throughout my existence, I have built empires and decimated planets. Yet no power I have held compares with that of the dark side of the Force. This limitless field of cosmic energy flows through us all. It feeds off our passion and makes our darkest desires a reality. For one such as I, the dark side offers unlimited power. Harness its full fury, and all things are possible. Opposing forces. Feeble minds have struggled to comprehend the Force's vast potential for millennia, studying its two aspects, the light side and the dark side. The weak sought to limit themselves to the light. They shunned the dark side, believing it to be the path to corruption. But the brightest of lights casts the darkest of shadows. That darkness must be allowed to bleed through, for only those who choose to embrace the dark side are able to exploit the boundless potential of the Force. It's really nice artwork. Yoda floating here. It's badass right here. Fear, anger, hate, suffering. The dark side of the Force is fueled by raw emotion. Naive fools who devote themselves solely to the light believe that passion obscures judgment. Both those who embrace the dark side see far more clearly. We find strength in our fury. Terror, pain, and rage become our greatest tools. Our passion is our power, and that power should never be underestimated. But while the dark side gives, so it takes. It hungers like a flame that must be fed. Those who master its ways will be unstoppable. Those who cannot will be consumed. Palpatine looks crazy here. The Jedi Order. the Jedi Order, worshipping only the light. The Jedi appointed themselves guardians of so-called peace. Their knights and masters spread their narrow view of the Force across the galaxy. In doing so, they poisoned the minds of all those that they claimed to serve. The Jedi imagined the light would keep them pure, when in truth it made them blind. As their influence grew, so grew their arrogance. Convinced their path was the only answer, their imbecilic order lost all sight of the darkness growing around them. Their minds clouded, the Jedi would become easy prey for their most ancient enemy. The Sith Order. Legend has it the Jedi Order suffered a deep schism millennia ago. An opposing sect dedicated to the glory of the dark side across from the ashes. The dark side arose from the ashes. The Sith did not share the Jedi's myopic view of the Force. They embraced the dark side as a means to personal gain and ultimate victory. And for a time, that great victory would be achieved. The Sith Order grew, spreading its might across the galaxy, but the Jedi became jealous. They would not tolerate a challenge to their authority. After thousands of years of war, the Sith were pushed to the edge of extinction. From the darkness, those who survived laid the foundations of our Order's return and my rise to power. All right. Pretty good. Actually, I don't see any problems there. I'm amazed. It's pretty good. That book maybe will be good. At least those 2 pages were on point. Nice artwork. So, there you go. Yes, audio good. Buckets of blood. Beats head to wall. Duel on Mustafar is the best duel in the series. There's no way you can convince me that there's one better. The Throne Room in Jedi is better. Hey, James. Han versus the Tauntaun. That too. What about Ahsoka versus Vader? What about Ahsoka versus Maul? Han is up. Enlarge it for everyone. Sounds dirty. Nerf herders aren't known for their good vision. Enlarging is good. Also, Ahsoka versus Vader brought time travel in Star Wars. She got pulled out just before she died. Yeah. Han Solo's Space Cowboy. Jamiroquai called Space Cowboy. Correct. How do you know that? Spike Spiegel is a Space Cowboy. Harrison Ford is a Space Cowboy 3 times. Yeah. The 4th time doesn't count. Palpatine didn't ensure Padme's survival. Palpatine told Anakin that together they could discover the path to defeating death. Yes. Aeon Engine sounds like an introduction plant of a new story point. Yes, it does. I don't know it. I think it's some Disney thing they threw in there to, something they're going to build off of. Sounds new to me, as well as I have a huge chunk of the EU. Yeah. I don't claim to know all the EU, but I know it very well, and I don't know no Aeon Engine. Who wrote this book? I closed it, but you can easily find out. It's not. Just search Secrets of the Sith. I don't know why people ask Dave how it works instead of George. George made it, so I would ask him instead. It's not like he's dead. Yeah, well, that would make too much sense, dude. What about the droid attack on the Wookiees? I don't know. We still don't have the answer. Senate will decide their fate. People think we only like rots because of the memes, then turn around and say it's great because of the Clone Wars. Tell me why Disney and the Empire sound so similar. Because they are one and the same. Hey, Pig, I see you over there. Thank you for watching and inviting. Appreciate you. If it doesn't get insanely late, I will open the cantina back up after this. What questions were in the... Well, actually, I'll open it anyways, but I mean, I may not be there. What questions were in the PT that weren't answered until the Clone Wars came out. Questions were in the PT. They weren't answered. None. Clone Wars doesn't answer anything. It just keeps convoluting shit. The only thing it answers is that there's the inhibitor chip. It's about the only real revelation. All the other extra shit with the Darksaber and Mandalore and all that shit, that's all Dildoniverse. Where's their army of stormtroopers? Some people called Nazi soldiers stormtroopers. Yes, they were stormtroopers. Indeed. Okay, so that looks pretty good, actually. You know me, I'm tough as hell on Disney, and I'm not saying I would buy the book, but I would definitely page through. If let's, I'll be fair. If that whole book is like that, so very well written, that was all canon there. I didn't see anything. I don't know where they're going with that Aeon Engine. That could be a mess, but the artwork was good and the writing was good. So maybe a secondhand purchase. Well-written story. Yeah. I don't know if it's so much story as it's like that, like a visual dictionary, visual guide, reference book. I think it's like Palpatine kind of giving like I can't think of the word, like the thoughts of Palpatine. I think that's what it is, and they just kind of explain stuff about the Sith. Again, we saw 2 pages. There's plenty more that could screw up in there, right? So you can never trust marketing, my friend. You know what type of switcheroos they use today. Yeah, no. Again, those were only 2 pages. I can't speak on the rest. Just from what I saw there, I think it's okay. All right. Palpatine TED Talks. There you go. Very good. Palpatine TED Talks. All right, let's go to the next. This was yesterday, the 15th. She looks so crazy in this one. I think it's the glasses. She just looks so weird.
New beauty from the LEGO Ultimate Collector series and more.
Oh, come on.
The Matrix. Oh, what is happening?
Closely for so many years on the Clone Wars. Do you recall stories?
What the hell happened there? What the?
Things are getting
What's
worse
this?
than they did back when I was your age, but back then.
We went from. Hold on, I don't know what happened there. Let's try that again.
I guess. And now he's too good for it. Season of The Mandalorian, and we're not the only ones. Earlier this week, the Television Academy announced the 2021 primetime Emmy.
So, Mando got 24 nominations. Doesn't mean it's going to win any. It didn't win any last time, so
Award nominations, including a whopping 24
How you doing,
nominations for The
Positivity Kills?
Mandalorian,
Thanks for
ranging
subbing in.
from acting, writing,
Thank you
directing,
for the likes,
production
Spank.
design, casting, costumes, visual effects, and so much more, including the coveted nomination for The Mandalorian in the Outstanding Drama Series category. For the complete list of all 24 nominations, head to StarWars.com/thisweeknow.
Okay, so you can see the nominations on StarWars.com.
And
Anyways,
speaking of visual effects, a special episode of Disney Gallery will arrive on Disney.
okay, so it's not that it doesn't mean anything, because being nominated for an Emmy is definitely something, and 24 of them, that's cherry pie. $24 of them, it's a lot, but what competition does it have? There's no other real great TV shows, and they haven't won any. So anyways, they're going to do a behind the scenes of Luke Skywalker and the Mandalorian.
Disney Plus next month, taking a deep dive into the return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker in the second season finale. The surprise cameo appearance was an emotional moment on and off screen. And now the team behind the scenes will tell the story of the cutting-edge technology used to bring Luke back in his prime.
May the Force be with you.
Disney Gallery's Star Wars The Mandalorian making of the season 2 finale will premiere on August 25th exclusively on Disney Plus.
So, I think it's just going to be like a little 15-minute, here's how we did the face. Mark reminiscing a little bit. Oh, it was great to play Luke again. I don't think it's going to be this big thing. Some people I noticed think, oh, they're going to make this big deal and it's all about Luke Skywalker and they're acknowledging Luke and how great he is. And guys, it all goes back to Jake Skywalker. This doesn't mean shit. Anyways, August 25th. I will, of course, watch it and review it. I'll probably make a video about it. We'll see. But I don't expect, maybe they'll surprise us, but I don't expect anything too big. I expect a 10 to 15, maybe 20-minute video that was just like, here's how we do it. This is how we did it, and that's it. It's not going to be some big tribute to Luke and Mark Hamill and what some people are expecting. They're not going to prop up Luke because everything else is revolving around Rey. So, anyways, we'll see you on the 25th of next month. I'll come back to that in a moment. Let's see
The
what else is
Separatist
on
Army
here.
better watch it now. All the way back in February 2020, we crowned the Republic gun the first
They made
ever
a new
excited
Lego.
to reveal the new ship
looks
in
okay.
all its brick beauty. Weighing in at 3,292
It's got a lot of cool
pieces,
details.
this amazing ship is a whopping 29
The
inches
bubble
wide,
turrets.
27 inches long,
You
and
can
just
see the
over
shells
a foot
here,
tall.
the
From the
rotating
rotating gun
shells.
turrets to the bubble cockpits and gunner
Or
stations,
turrets,
every
whatever they
detail
are.
has been faithfully reimagined in Lego bricks,
Barrels,
including
rather.
minifigures of Mace Windu and a clone trooper
It's all right.
commander. Around Lego designers who
3,000 pieces.
you Star Wars The High Republic fans can be some kind of mercy mission.
High
They're saving
Republic.
the day. Is arriving in Galaxy
Oh, that was
Wednesday. The time, our friends,
That was-
the
what's his-
fifth and
what's his
perhaps
name?
cutest member of the and give it up for Omega to take out her
Jossi.
for yourself. Dick thinking was
Omega's gonna be in
Araxis
Galaxy
helping a
Heroes.
separatist senator for this.
This
Her
is
first
talking about the
lessons in
last
flight
episode
and
with
saw the beginning
Hera.
touch. Really, we decided to
So much energy.
Pilot we need to see and went trying
Blah,
to
blah,
achieve.
blah,
at
blah,
StarWars.com.
blah.
And be sure to join us right.
Okay. Not anything too special there. Now, there was a little follow-up article to that Luke. This was on the 13th. So actually before the what we just saw. Special episode of Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian explores Luke Skywalker's return in season 2 finale. there's not really anything here. The story of the cutting edge technology used to bring Luke back is the subject of a special episode. So as you can see, that's the subject of the special episode, the cutting edge technology. It's not about Luke and Mark and celebrating Luke Skywalker. It's going to be a 10-minute thing about here's how we did the face, and it was so cool that we did Luke Skywalker, and yeah, great. Behind the scenes look at the making of the celebrated chapter of The Mandalorian with a focus on the technology used for recreating Luke Skywalker. All right, focus on the technology. It delves into the collaborative process, including working with Mark Hamill to create an authentic and fitting recreation, and explores the immense pressure and responsibility the filmmakers had in bringing back one of the most important characters in film history. Okay. So they're going to show you how they did his what's it? Deep fake. Which, I mean, it's cool, but I don't expect anything too much from that. I think some people are thinking it's going to be some big Luke Skywalker tribute, and it's not. It's really not. Disney is putting more women in Star Wars, but the only 3 female characters they made that didn't suck were Hera, Jyn, and Cara. Dune. Not Doom, silly. And yeah, Cara. Ahsoka was good until, they didn't let her go. There's a listing on Wikipedia of the Aeon Engine. I tried to post the text here, but I guess it didn't take. I'll look at it in just a moment. Thanks for letting here. Let me open it right now before I forget. Here, let's take a look at it. All right, first let me catch up with your chats and we'll look at that. Text limit? Maybe. I think it's, yeah, there is a text limit. 200 or something like that. The Emmys and Oscars mean exactly squat, yeah. The power of ILM and deepfakes looks better than Luke, yes. They put time travel in Star Wars to tell you the stupid trilogy will still happen and Ahsoka could live, yes. What's the name of the captain in green armor? Hauser. The Aeon Engine was a technological device created by Lady Korvax on Mustafar to harness the energy of the life-giving bright star crystal. They expect me to know him from the Clone Wars, but I don't remember him. No, they don't expect you to because he never was in the Clone Wars. He just came in episode 11. And he has 2 appearances, this episode and episode 11. And I believe this episode was 12, correct? So I already looked into him. He doesn't exist, except for right now. When Korvax activated it in an attempt to resurrect her fallen husband, the Aeon Engine released waves of deadly energy that laid waste to Mustafar, turning it into a volcanic hellscape. That's another reason why Clone Wars seems odd for people to say it's the best Star Wars content. A lot of episodes are forgettable. Most episodes. I only remember, 20 arcs? I remember less than that. During the Imperial era, Darth Vader would discover the Aeon Engine and reunite it with the bright star in an attempt to revive his dead wife. Ahsoka was before Disney, and Disney ruined her. Technically, Dave Filoni did, but yes. If Omega gets too OP and too Mary Sue, shall I make her sacrifice himself? Yes. After she left in the Clone Wars Season 5, they really ruined her character. with a Z, Howzer. Howzer. Also noticed he had slightly green hair. What the fuck? That better be do. I think I like his haircut. That better be dye. Yeah, I think his hair looks cool. All right, let's peek at this Aeon Engine. Darth Vader discovered attempt to revive his dead wife Padme, no matter the cost. He almost succeeded, but a descendant of Lady Korvax thwarted his plans by driving the lightsaber of the Black Bishop into the Bright Star and Aeon Engine, destroying both of the mystical objects and damaging the saber. Vader immortal. And okay, so this is from the virtual reality thing. Secrets of the Sith. Secrets of the Sith. Okay, so it's like a portal basically. Engine, Mustafar, Lady Korvax, Imperial Era, Fortress Vader, egg shape, light blue or white. Harness the power of the Bright Star. Mustafarians. Sith. Light blue or white? That doesn't look light blue or white to me. Okay. So, yeah, Disney. Some Disney nonsense. Let's look at this real quick. Secrets of the Sith. Young reader guidebook to the Sith during the events of the Star Wars Episode 1 Phantom Menace. Scrapbook features photos from the Phantom Menace along with 17 pull-out posters. I don't think this is the same thing. 2000. Nah, this is back in... Okay. So, I don't know. That needs to be updated, I guess. Yeah, because it's only Legends. They need to add the canon tab. Not that it's canon, but... Okay. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Why does Disney make it seem like he's a Clone Wars character? I know. I was like, man, I don't remember this guy. So I started digging around, and no, he just came from Bad Batch. But again, they're trying to just insert people like, oh, he was always there. You just didn't see him. So it's a thing nobody was going to be able to know about because not a lot of people can use VR. Yeah. Yep. I never heard anything about it before. That website looks very similar to me, but I don't think I've been there before. Fandom or Wikipedia? I do like Howzer haircut, but green better not be his natural hair color. Nah, I don't think so. I think it's just dyed. I think I like his haircut. Like I like the cut, but I also like the artwork, like how they did his hair and the hairline, and like it's really good. I have to give it to him. It looks cool. He's got it kind of like it's a little bit like mine, combed back, but a little more swooshy. I have a picture or two of him. I feel bad for the son of Plinkett that was being disgraced by Mr. Plinkett, that the son should get revenge of father for trashing the prequels. Well, might happen one day, I suppose. I'm starting to wonder if you're the son. I know you hate him. The son of Plinkett will be a trans woman because Disney. True. Unfortunately, he hung himself in a gas station. The son of Plinkett? Holy shit. Okay, let's look at the next thing. This is just a theory thing, but I thought we'd look at it real quick. Better not be my son. You never know. Okay. Star Wars could finally make a ridiculous Boba Fett fan theory canon. This is from CBR.com 2 days ago. Boba Fett has been a Star Wars fan favorite. The Empire Strikes Back, but one fan theory places his role in the franchise even earlier. Okay, so I'm not going to read all of this because it's just blah, 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 but well, maybe I will read it. Star Wars has always been a hotbed for theories, and even when one of the films explicitly says something isn't true, that doesn't stop some fans from theorizing. One instance of this comes from A New Hope when Luke finds Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen dead at their homestead on Tatooine. While Obi-Wan Kenobi specifically says that Imperial stormtroopers killed them, some fans believe it was Boba Fett who burned them. While it seems odd to question Obi-Wan's definitive conclusion, there is actually a lot of evidence that points to the contrary. For starters, although Obi-Wan saw the dead Jawas, he never visited the Lars homestead. For all he knew, the Lars were simply shot and left there. And with that sort of ambiguity, I can't talk. With that sort of ambiguity, the door is always open for a good old-fashioned Star Wars retcon. And Disney Plus has the perfect place for it to happen in form of the Book of Boba Fett. Okay. He does say this is Imperial Stormtroopers, not Sand Troopers. Look at the tracks. They're side by side, not single file, right? And the blast points. Okay. So then Luke goes to the homestead, finds them, and comes back. And then Obi-Wan, I don't remember specifically what he says, but he says, like, it was too late, Luke. There was nothing you could have done. That's pretty much what he says. So he doesn't really say anything about the homestead as far as what happened or how. He says that the sand crawler, but you have to imply that because of the sand crawler was destroyed by stormtroopers, they got the information they wanted, which led them to the Lars homestead. There's no real motive for Boba Fett to go torch them. To kick this theory off, the way that Owen and Beru and their property were burned seems slightly out of character for stormtroopers. At no other point in the original trilogy do they kill their targets, burn them, and go scorched earth just for the sake of doing it. It's overkill to a magnitude that seems beyond stormtroopers that would have had no personal connection to prompt such brutality. For that matter, good stormtroopers follow orders, and even Vader didn't really rampage and kill for his own sake. He routinely asked for prisoners to be taken alive for whatever they might know. Besides, he wouldn't have known the Lars' identities beforehand. So anyone harboring the droids could have been a rebel sympathizer and could have had valuable intel. And with that being the case, he likely would have given his stormtroopers explicit orders about taking any prisoners alive. I don't know if I agree with that. In the case of the Tantive 4, he boards the ship. It's the princess's ship that just, according to Rogue One, just left his Star Destroyer. So yeah, he would want whoever's on that ship. There might be officers or whatever. But down on Tatooine and at the Lars homestead, not to mention, he knows them. Remember, Anakin was there with Beru and Owen when they were young. So there's no reason why he wouldn't say, oh, they have the plans, or well, he didn't know about Luke at that point, but that they might be involved with the plans. I don't see why Anakin wouldn't kill them, or why Vader wouldn't kill them. Why he wouldn't order stormtroopers to kill them. The first piece of evidence that Boba Fett was involved is that he was in the right place at the right time. That is true. 97 Special Edition of A New Hope added a scene into the early events of the film where Jabba the Hutt and his cronies confront Han Solo and Mos Eisley. Among Jabba's henchmen was none other than Boba Fett. Meaning, since he was on Tatooine at the time of the Lars murder, there's no way to prove he wasn't working overtime with the Empire. That is absolutely true. Canon, as far as canon, Boba Fett was there. Even though Vader probably wouldn't have ordered the slaughter of Owen and Beru, I don't agree with that statement. He was intent on recovering the droids that escaped from the Tantive 4. The Empire Strikes Back proves that Vader was not above hiring bounty hunters, and retrieving valuable assets would be a perfect opportunity. Since Boba was already on Tatooine, he certainly would have jumped at the chance to make a few credits while getting on Vader's good side. I mean, yeah, you could say that. That's okay. But that part about that Vader wouldn't kill Owen and Beru, I don't believe that. On top of that opportunity, overkill is also Boba's style. When Vader was briefing all the bounty hunters in The Empire Strikes Back, he made a point of stopping to tell Boba, no disintegrations. While this may have originally been an instance of indirect characterization, it could fit perfectly into canon. If Boba had gone too far with the Lars, Vader would remember it, and that would be why the Sith Lord was explicit with his instructions. While it's still kind of a long shot, there's no evidence to say the theory is false, other than Obi-Wan claiming it is. And with the Book of Boba Fett finally giving the bounty hunter his own solo outing and taking place on Tatooine, the mystery of Boba's role in A New Hope could finally be solved after all these years. Okay, I don't agree with the Vader wouldn't kill them. So that argument, I'm sorry, but I don't agree with that. I can't accept that. But everything else fits. Boba Fett was there. It's not out of the question that he would have stumbled across the Lars homestead, that he would have heard something on a comm channel, that he would have been hired by Jabba or through Vader. I mean, in EU, Boba Fett worked. Boba Fett leaves Geonosis, goes through a bunch of stuff, but then ends up at Jabba's palace. And from like early teenager on up, he's Jabba's #1 bounty hunter. He like lives and works with Jabba. Not necessarily lives because he's out and about doing bounties, but that's like his dude. That's Jabba's guy, is Boba Fett. So, it fits. It makes sense. The only, and it's not specific, but you have the heavy argument of Obi-Wan saying it was stormtroopers, and by them finding the Sandcrawler, they're going to find the trail to the homestead. That was always what was implied. So it could fit. It technically could fit. It doesn't really disrupt anything. I don't like it or dislike it. I mean, okay, Boba Fett did some more badassery, so I'm not mad about it. But until I really have, that would be a Lucas question. Like, is there a reason why Boba Fett was on Tatooine at that moment? What was he doing? You know what I mean? Because it could fit, but I would still leave it to what Obi-Wan said, because it's implied. That's what's implied. That's what we've all known since 77. Stormtroopers killed the sand troopers that led them to the homestead that had Luke been there, right? So that was the whole point. So, anyways, Sorry, dude, gotta go. Falling asleep. Gonna ask for help later, probably after you move out. No worries. You get some rest. Thanks for stopping by. And by all means, ask whatever I can help. Let me know. I'm more than happy. In his Phantom Menace review, he said his son hung himself in the bathroom of a gas station. Oh, okay. It's been a while since I watched it, so I don't remember. You guys like cling on to everything he said. To me, I was just like, oh Lord. Disney's a fan fiction. Actual fan fiction is better. What if Anakin got his left arm cut off instead of his right arm in episode 2? Boba motherfucking Fett, yes. Well, he wouldn't have to practice on a hot dog. Yes. FYI, I got the Star Wars Episode 3 book. Amazing book, but a bitch to hold, heavy and awkward. Yeah, I saw the stuff you were sending me. I just haven't been able to really like sit down and digest it. Is it the same size or different from the other one? I would think they're identical, right? That's what Yoda would say, but that's not what she said. Hey Nancy, how are you? I just saw that you're there. Give me 1 second. I could eat another one. I'll give you a bite. Life is worth when you're living in Dildoniverse. Life is worth worse. Tell that to the kids at my high school. Hello there, MJ. Good to see you, bro. Again, this is simulcast on YouNow. If any of you want to support over there, I appreciate it. Hit the like button. Yes, thank you very much. Rogue One, Rogue 2, Rogue 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. Rogue 20, a dead Star Wars. I actually thought McClunky was a change made by Disney, not Lucas, but I'm told I may be wrong, that it was a change done under the Lucas time, but made official under Disney. Yes, George Lucas had made a final cut. He made like 2-3 little changes, and one of them was the McClunky. He made a very final cut before it was finished, but not released yet when he sold to Disney. So the newest version that Disney had put out is the last Lucas cut. The last special edition was in 2011. I don't remember Greedo saying McClunky because, again, it wasn't released until there was like 2 or 3 little tiny scenes, little edits, and McClunky was one of them. And they weren't released until the Disney version or the on Disney Plus. Jar Jar's death is in Mr. Plinkett's version of the Phantom plot hole in my Star Wars movies. They were not vaporized. They were cooked well done. Jar Jar's death in Mr. Plinkett's version of the Phantom Menace created plot hole in my Star Wars movies. Why Boba likes to work for Jabba? Because Jabba, not everybody knows this, but Jabba, I'm here to say they're my new favorite lemon cookies. They're amazing, aren't they? Since we're on the topic and on the other side, somebody wants a bite of my cookie. I've mentioned them before, but they're this good that I need to mention them and show them to you guys. Okay, I got these at Aldi. I'm sure you could get them somewhere else. They're called Benton's lemon shortbread cookies covered with tart icing. You guys have seen me like over the months. I have these from time to time, but I need to stress, here's a new package. Okay, lemon shortbread cookies, naturally and artificially flavored. You see the cookie, it's a shortbread, and it's got like the 2 lemon halves on it. And then I'll show you the actual cookie here in a second. $1.49. There's like I counted yesterday like 16 or 18. Does it say on here? It doesn't say how many cookies, but I counted yesterday. There's literally like 18 cookies in here. These are the most amazing if you like lemon cookies. So, a little quick PSA, a little free advertisement for Benton's. So you see there? And they're not like, and then there's the icing. And they're not like cheap dollar store cookies. They taste like nice shortbread cookies. And the icing's amazing too. So just a little free advertisement for Benton's. These cookies are amazing, and they're $1.49. Here you go, Nancy. So, find them. They will change your life. If you like lemon stuff. Okay, so Jabba is a notorious gangster. He runs the entire Outer Rim. Now, when you think of the Outer Rim, some people think like a section. No. The Star Wars galaxy is the core, mid-rim, and then there's the entire Outer Rim of planets. Jabba runs that shit. Okay? That's a massive amount of territory. A lot of planets, a lot of seedy planets, but Jabba has massive clout. You don't realize it because he's just a slug in his palace, and you think, okay, well, he owns his block, or he, has weight in Tatooine, but no, he runs the Outer Rim. When the Empire, when the Separatists were fucking around and going through the lanes and doing the blockade and all that crap, they had to ask Jabba permission. Okay? Dooku in the Clone Wars goes to Jabba and asks him permission. There's many stories of that. Jabba, you do not play with him. So, in the palace, you see all kinds of characters, and you don't know who half of them are, but those are all, thugs, notorious thugs, dangerous people. So anyways, Boba, from the beginning, he's a bounty hunter. He realizes now he's on his own, and he has to do bounties to survive. So from a teenager, he's flying around in Slave One and getting bounties and doing all kinds of missions. He meets Jabba. Jabba offers him a job. He does it. And Jabba's like, you're on point, kid. If you stick around, I'll give you jobs all the time. So Boba basically grows up in Jabba's palace, meets and interacts with all those seedy people and sees how people are and learns more and gets more experience and fucks people up and does all kinds of bounties. And that's why later, you understand that Boba's a badass, because from like 13 years old, he's at Jabba's palace doing most of Jabba's bounties, at least his most important big ones. So again, Jabba runs the Outer Rim. He has tons of work for Boba. Revenge, payback, acquisitions, transport, all kinds of shit. So he's not his bodyguard per se, but he's around Jabba's palace often, and that's his not necessarily boss, but like his main client, if you will, right? His recruiter, or however you want to put it. So yeah, that's why he works for him, because he gets paid well. He's always paid on time. He gets appreciated, and Jabba has tons of work for him, and he has a place to not blend in, but like a place where he feels comfortable, you know what I mean? Like around that environment. So there you go. There was a fan-made version of a deleted scene. Someone edited it to make it look like Jar Jar dies. I don't know if I've seen that. Anakin taught out Jedi younglings, Tusken tribes, women plus children too. I'm sure Anakin would be okay with killing the Lars. Yeah, I'm sure he would be. I don't think he gives two shits about Owen and Beru. Created a plot hole in my Star Wars film when he was a Sith. Yeah, he does. Took out younglings, we got you. People did say Jar Jar was originally going to be a Sith. Yeah. Oh man, I wanted to ask Private Eye what I should make his minifigure look like. Maybe a horse with a hat. Enough of the Jar Jar dice talk, please. Without Jar Jar, Padme couldn't retake Naboo. Without Jar Jar mentioning that Gungan Grand Army and Palpatine wouldn't have been given emergency powers. This is true. Absolutely true. Hi, Chico Gaming. Chiku Gaming. Welcome to the broadcast. I'm thinking of making minifigures of everyone on your streams. I know what Roberto, you, and Dead Girls look like. Okay. Does D get one? Size matter or not, says the little green guy to the big dude who ladies cling to. Yes. And that guy says, yes, both Star Wars archive books are same large size. Okay, yeah. Misunderstanding. Oh, no, not at all. The pizza rolls are done. Where's the jug of vodka? Found an image of Jabba when he was a baby. He doesn't look like his son. He looks more like a baby Sinclair from Dinosaurs. Product placement, yes. The man not trying to sound. Hey, by the way, Bentons, if you want to sponsor me, I'm down. I eat them on stream. I'll show a package every time. We can do like raffles and contests and giveaways. Hit me up, Benton. I'm your number one fan. Not my Star Wars. In fact, over in YouNow, you're in my cantina. You are the official cookie of my cantina. Holler at me. The man not trying to sound harsh, dude. Just making a point for anyone like Mr. Plinkett. I know a beautiful lady that will also endorse Benton Lemon Cookies. The ghetto of Star Wars. The Outer Rim is the ghetto of the galaxy. I would lose my shit if I got an email tomorrow from Benton Lemon Cookies. The Outer Rim is the ghetto of the galaxy. Yeah, for the most part, pretty much, yeah. Now I'm getting hungry. Guys, I can't stress those cookies. And for $1.49, you get literally a whole rack of them, a whole row of them. It's insane. Look, I've eaten like more than half of the damn thing. Look how there's a ton of cookies in here. It's crazy. And they're premium. My world Luke played with Jabba and won. Yeah, he sure did. Hey, Jabba, can I have a piece of candy? Jabba pushes button to Rancor pit. For some reason, I like the idea of Boba killing Owen and Beru. It never explained why their bodies were burned. It's dramatic. Yeah, it fits. I don't have a... Again, I'm a Boba Fett dude. Shit, more Boba Fett badassery? Okay. Fine with me. I just, you know how I am. It has to fit properly. It can't be forced. Now, from what I'm thinking, I mean, it could. The only question would be for me to Lucas is, why was Boba Fett there in the first place? Why did you put him in A New Hope? Was it just for the iconography of, oh, look, Boba Fett, he works with Jabba, you see? So what I was just talking about with Jabba, Roberto, that's canon. He works with Jabba. He's there. He's an enforcer. So, but the question is, when does he leave? How long was he there? What was he up to? You know, that's a Lucas question. But it fits. Killed themselves. It's possible. I still like the sail barge scene. I recreated that scene with toys more than any other Star Wars scene in Star Wars. Oh, I love the sail barge. The Sarlacc. Always have loved that. Jedi's my favorite, guys, of all of them for several reasons. And the sail barge, Jabba's palace, all that is a big part of that. Did you see the opening to Robot Chicken Star Wars where after the Death Star 2 blows up, Boba flies in, yes, the Ewoks, yes, and woos Leia into stripping, yes, into her slave outfit, and she feels him up, yes, that's Boba fucking Fett, dude. Yes. PT Hater, Anakin's line about betrayal and sand or cringe. Me, well, there's a reason why he tells like that. He hated Tatooine and felt betrayed by Obi-Wan. PT Hater deletes comments on TikTok. Yes. It's Boba fucking Fett, dude. He gets all the girls. Speaking of which, I need to put him in my cantina now that I think about it. Big Papa Pump is your who up. Holler if you hear me. Grogu isn't a character, he's a product. Why do people say he's such an amazing character development? He's just there to look cute and make it look like Rey shenanigans are normal. It's true. Hook up. Okay. Is your hook up? All right. Use the Force. James Nerdman, the only character development Grogu would have he's a villain. A 50-year-old baby using Force choke. That's got villain written all over it. I know two big reasons why Return of the Jedi, Leia's right boob and Leia's left boob. Sometimes he knows what's going on, and other times he just acts like a regular baby. Return of the boobs. Boobs. Too funny. All right. Roberto, I have some cookies that seem to be bad quality. You get to see a little bit of one of her cheeks for a second. I think, that whole thing, Leia the slave, especially when you're a young boy, you're like, oh my God. But personally, she was too thin for me, for my taste. But, Carrie was beautiful, and she did look great in the slave outfit. The boob strike back. A boob hope. The phantom boob. Revenge of the boob. Attack of the boobs. Yes. Attack of the boob sounds like a puberty comic. Indeed. The bad boob. Speaking of the bad boobs, let's take a look at the episode from today. Not a whole lot, but we'll take a look. The boob awakens, yes. I was thinking of the rise of the boob. The last boob. Rogue boob. Okay. Boob Wars. The Boob Wars, yes. The rise of my. Alrighty, so not a whole lot in this episode. Nothing, come on. it's a filler episode, another filler episode. This is episode 12, I believe. There's only 4 left. So I don't know what they're going to get at or what they're doing, but this was very much a filler episode. So Bad Batch goes to... In the previous episode, Hera's parents get captured by the Empire. Hera's out on the run. Hera's probably 13-ish in this show. Hera's hiding somewhere on her planet of Ryloth. Her parents have been captured. She contacts Omega, and Omega guilt trips the Bad Batch into going to help her. Okay. So they go to the planet, and they're flying into the planet, and here you can see, here's the Bad Batch shuttle. And it's coming up to... It flies to about here, and then it cuts. So you don't really see exactly where they go, but, you know, you can see the angle of the ship. It's coming, like, it's going towards here. Okay, and you see this big spire here. All right. So one thing that Disney has definitely done is change the dynamics of ships, because now they all like turn real sharp and like scoop around, and like in Force Awakens, Poe is doing shit with Black One, like flipping and these crazy turns and, you know, stuff that X-Wings could never do. All the ships in the Disney version are like doing these crazy maneuvers. So anyways, this little shuttle comes in, and as a side note, Tech is always flying this thing. It's not to say that he can't be a pilot too, but he's like the tech guy. I don't know why he's always flying this ship, but whatever. So the ship comes like this and angles, and as you can see, like the wing is right there. I mean, the rock, there's a tiny space, and then you can see there's some space here, but you see there's very little space. I mean, this thing, like, it's crazy how it goes through this canyon. The dynamics of the ships now is it's not like it was. You used to have to like loop the Falcon around, you know. Now it's like Rey just like flips it upside down and like a dead stall, and it's just, anyways. So here's another shot right after that, and you see how tight. You see, like, here's a landing platform, but you see how tight it's maneuvering through these rocks, and it's like, holy shit. I mean, granted, a good pilot, you know, but the dynamics of these ships are definitely... So somewhere in this rock, there's like a, not a hangar, but like a bay or whatever, a secret spot, a little landing platform. And they come here, and this is where Hera's hiding out. Fine. And they even explain this was his old command post. She's talking about her father. So that's why she knows him. This is some little hidden thing in a rock tower. There's Hera. Okay, and you notice this building here with these 3 lines, the color and the shape of it. This is important because this building is a key building for a lot of what goes on the episode. It's a like a landmark that's going to give you bearings and scale. That reminds me of something. Give me 1 second. I forgot to check earlier. That was one thing I forgot to check. Imperial probe droid. High Republic. Darth Maul. Phantom Menace. Yeah, but that's not the same. That's not really an Imperial probe droid. That's Maul's probe droid. They were in the Clone Wars? Okay. Several episodes. I don't know. I always felt like those probe droids were later era Empire, but they're in Rebels too. All right, so I guess they're around. That's canon. Let's look in Legends. They're in KOTOR. Plagueis. Clone Wars. All right, they're in a lot of shit. Labyrinth of Evil. Star Wars Galaxies. Okay, well, I guess they've been around. All right. So, all right, let me check the chat real quick. Star Wars, the Boob Wars. The Boob Wars sounds hot. We're all 14-year-old boys, boobs. Just as guys have D measuring contests, I'm sure women have boob measuring contests as well. I wouldn't doubt it. Too funny. Hey, Mike Powers, thanks for stopping in. Echo spoke more than usual. I thought he was finally going to get development, but he doesn't. Jabba has more territory control than the Republic. Yeah, tech. By like space, by like square mileage, yes. Now, keep in mind, the Outer Rim is pretty sparse. There's not a whole lot of stuff. But he has that airspace, if you will. Whereas the further you get into the core is where the money is. That's why Coruscant is in the core, Alderaan, like the high influence and power and money is in the center core. In the core planets. Then the mid-rim is, kind of middle class. And then you've got the ghetto on the outside. Gonna lurk for a bit, no worries. The girls watching, be sure to get a mammogram. Breast cancer is not a joke. Consult your doctor. Yeah. Geode cousin making work for Geode. They really could have just killed off Tech at the end of the Clone Wars arc and replaced him with Echo. He really doesn't do much. Yeah. The ST ships fighters move more like the Vipers in BSG, Ronald D. Moore's version of the show. Yeah, they move totally different. Tech is probably my least favorite of the batch. Sausage Party, they have boob war. Probe droid design was also used in Solo. Yeah. I was thinking of that when I was talking about it. I remember seeing them around the train. Which, why is there a train on tracks in Star Wars? But okay. I'm surprised Hunter wasn't too lame. For some reason, the leader is the least developed character of group in shows. Yeah, sometimes. TMNT, Michelangelo is just the leader. That's his whole character. He's the leader. Okay, so this building is a reference point. There's a probe droid here. There's a probe droid here. There's these shuttles. This building is important. Remember, right? The slots. There's a ton of... Look at all these people. Holy shit, whoever drew all this. Now, granted, a lot of this is Photoshop because if you see this guy, and then he is again, and here he is again, and then the blue guy, he's here and here and here, and like they're copied and pasted, a lot of them, but still, that's a ton of bodies here. And not to mention, this guy is the same as this guy. He's just a blue tint and he's a green tint. But anyways. Okay. So here's that tower. See the lines? And then it's hard to see, but here's the people. All right. So they're not far. They're just up on this ridge right above this. All right. Remember that. They're not far. They're right fucking here. And this looks like kind of like the slums in Brazil. It's kind of funny. Anyways, you see them up. Here's Hera. There's Omega, Chopper, Wrecker. That's Tech, Hunter, and Echo. Okay, so they're close. They're right up on this ridge, this like plateau. And Rampart is the admiral. Basically, the clones and this Admiral Rampart are occupying Ryloth. Okay, so they're looking, the kids, and Hunter says, "Hey, come on." So the four guys come over to like make a little plan. The plasma bridge into the city's been deactivated. Okay, so again, they're right above. You see, there's the Ridges building. Looking at what I was showing you down below. They aren't far. So while they're over here having their little meeting, a probe droid comes. It doesn't see them right away, but it is coming, right? And Hunter like hears it or some shit, and he's like, "Wait here," and he walks off. Okay, now look at this terrain. It's all flat. There's nothing here. There's no ledges or anything. All right, so Hunter walks off. Right after that, the probe droid catches Wrecker talking with these two. And then, like instantly, Hunter comes out of nowhere, lands on top, and you see how far up this probe droid is. I mean, it's not like low. Look at how high this thing is. There's no steps, rock, walls, ledges, plateaus, nothing. It's a freaking just straight wall. All right, so Hunter walks off. The droid takes a picture, and then the very next frame, it's not this, but it's like way up here. Hunter jumps on top of the probe droid, stabs it in the eye, and then the probe droid comes down, clunk, and Hunter comes down here, clunk. He's like landing. You see how his knees are compressing. How he got, and not only how he got on top of it, but like in 2 seconds, he got from here to somehow up here on top of the freaking thing, and then jumped down and land like a Mario, like landed on top of the fucking probe droid. So how he got from here up here and on top of this droid within like 2 seconds, never mind got up there anyway, it's pretty ridiculous. But okay, he just got up there, and here he's landing. So there's the knife in the eye. He pulls it out. This electric knife I've spoken about in another review. It's pretty cool. I like it. The electricity looks cool. The little shock there. Electro blade or whatever the hell it is. And there's Hera and there's Omega. So then moments later, ESO2 command received a transmission from a probe droid in Sector 5, which is what we just saw, that image. That's what he sees on this tablet. Now, that's important. We're going to look at that in a moment. But if you remember a few episodes ago, ESO2 and ESO4 were the female clones. This is one of those females, ESO2. ESO3 is a guy, and 04 is the other girl. For those of you out there, there's no problem with a female soldier. There's a problem when you're cloning a man and you're popping out women. So there she is again. He looks at the tablet. He's like looking down at the tablet, and then he looks up. This is Sector 5. Okay, they were like here, looking. All right, somewhere in here is where they flew in, landed the ship, and they're over here. And you can see how close they are. He's looking at it. Now, how did they fly in here and do what they did? I don't know. How they are not being seen from this close, I don't know, but okay. Here's Hauser. No, Hauser, some isn't good enough. I want all the Syndulla supporters found. This is the Admiral. Rampart that I was just talking about. This right here looks like a scene from KOTOR or something. It looks like a video game. So anyways, this is Hauser. He's new. He was introduced in the last episode. At first, I thought he was maybe Cody. All right, so they're like, we can't help you, kid. And then she's like, all depressed. And then Omega's talking to her, and she's like, well, you just got to come up with a plan. This is your planet. Give them a plan, and they'll do it. So she tells the plan, and then Hunter's like, okay. So then he's like, Echo and I will scale the Capitol wall and free Hera's parent. Okay, if you don't know or you don't remember, Echo does not have a hand here. He has like a I don't even know what to call it. It's not a point, but like an interface, like the R2 to plug in. So I'm not sure how he's going to scale the wall with that. Okay. So they're off to go scale the wall. The girls are supposed to go with Chopper to sneak Chopper in with other droids so that he can deactivate these turrets, these gun turrets, defensive turrets. That doesn't work out. Chopper gets captured. They're like, what are we going to do? Hera's like, oh no, what are we going to do? And then Omega's like, you said you wanted to be a pilot, right? Okay. She's like 11. Hera's maybe 13, but okay. Here they are scaling the wall. Now here, this is not a cable. This is the antenna of his backpack. You can hear the clanging. I guess they have like magnetic hand things. He only has one hand, but okay, maybe he has an adapter that he like whatever. So they're coming up. They get to the edge. A clone hears something, looks over, and he's like, a little help. And then Hunter comes from over here and like punches this guy and knocks him out. See, here's the antennas. They're not cables. They were just antennas. So Hunter, or Echo here, remember, he doesn't have a hand. He's stuck there. He's sticking there with his magnetic things, I guess. And all right, whatever. They scale the wall. So they get up on the platform. Just after Hunter knocked that clone out, you can see them both here running. It like zooms out and up. So that walkway where there was two clones. That walkway where those clones are at is here. So they knock them out. Hunter and Echo are here running off, and it starts zooming up. So again, here's that building with those lines, those ridges. Again, the landmark giving you orientation and perspective, right? So they're not far. They're right here where they scaled the wall. And there's that building. This is all happening like right around everything. At the end of that zoom up here, they show you clearly there's that building. So the two girls get in the shuttle. Hera sits in the pilot seat, and naturally she knows exactly what to do. Just beep, boop, boop, activates the ship, turns it on, everything's good, you know, because a 13-year-old girl knows how to fly Imperial fucking shuttles. But okay. So at first she like yanks to the right and crashes into another shuttle. How the two shuttles didn't blow up, how they didn't get dented, scratched, bumped, I don't know, but okay. Then after she bumps into that, she comes off and she's like spinning. And right here is a shot of the ship spinning. In the background, you can see one of the big transports with the big wheels that's in the Mandalorian and in the Clone Wars. The troop carrier or whatever. All right, so here she's spinning. And then after like 3 seconds of that bump and spin, she has perfect control of the ship. From there on out, she's fine. She hovers in front of this like building entranceway thing where the control room for the turrets are, shoots blasters at the building, blows it up. Here you can see clones going flying. She shot 2 shots that blasted here. You can see the blast point. It was like here. She shot, right? This looks pretty cool. Anyways, clones running off. So within like 3 to 5 seconds, she can fly the ship and she's shooting the guns. All right. Here comes Wrecker and Tech in the Bad Batch shuttle. They're flying in, and he hits like a turbo boost, which is cool. It looks really cool, and it's just like a boost, and it like shoots them down into this canyon. And here, I think you can see my mouse. Okay, so they come from the left of the screen like this, and what you're seeing is it like almost a drift. Like he takes that ship and just like yanks it, and it just like, you know what I mean? And that's what you're seeing, because it was traveling like this, and he just like does this drift turn, sharp turn, and now it changes direction and is going this way. Again, they've completely changed the physics, because you couldn't do that. If you could have done that, imagine the Jedi starfighters like making those sharp turns on people, and like everything would have been different if you could fly that way. Anyway, here's a turret, here's a turret. Here's ES-04. Remember the other female I told you about? That's her here. Then why are they attacking it? Because they say that's not the target. It's like a distraction. And she steps forward and says, then why are they attacking it? Crosshair is telling them, no, that's not the target. By the way, I forget if I got a good shot. I meant to get a shot of that. Okay, well, here you can see. You see how his head is real smooth, but then here it's all chewed up? Okay, this part of his head is all fucked now. Now, where does that come from? If you remember a few episodes ago, I showed you how he was sniping from the behind of the Aeon Engine, that the Bad Batch was climbing through the engine, and he was trying to snipe them, and they told another clone to start up the engines to cook them inside, and then the engine goes off, but the Bad Batch blows up this rear section of the engine, and it drops, and that way the blast comes and it hits Crosshair, and he was all messed up. And I said, that my theory is that maybe he'll be Dengar because his face is all messed up. You guys remember that? Okay, well, he's looking at the engine. The blast comes and he goes like this, and then he later kind of goes like this. And he's like, but the point here is the whole time is he falls to his right and his left side is exposed to the blast. His right side is up against a rock. He's like this. So for him to have his left side perfectly smooth, which you see it's fine, but his right side is all chewed up, is literally backwards, because he was to the blast on his left side, his left face, and his profile, and the left side of his body was what was exposed to the blast, not the right. Why is his right side of his head all burnt up? We're now being ordered to target the very people we swore to protect. So this is Hauser. It doesn't matter, the whole story, because it was all filler. But the idea is that he's like feels guilty and bad, and he's like, talking to the Bad Batch and helps them. He's like, hey, I know what we're doing is wrong. They're like, come with us. He's like, no, I can't abandon my men. So he goes outside to his men, and the Bad Batch get away, and he's like, hey, we're doing the wrong thing. We're now being ordered to target the very people we swore to protect. I'm not going to have it. And he throws his weapon down. He's like, well, who's going to join me? So out of this group of clones, I think there's a picture here. Yes, out of all these guys, like 6 of them put down their weapons and go to join him. Who will stand with me? And then Crosshair's like, arrest those traitors, and they immediately get arrested like 2 seconds later. So it was kind of like, what was the point of that anyways? But okay. So they arrest him and the other guys, and they walk them off and whatever. So then basically everything's over, because they break out Hera's parents, get him out, get back to this rock thing, and they're getting ready to leave. And they go to pay the Bad Batch, and Hunter's like, nah, you keep it. You guys are going to need it. and they're getting ready to leave. And then they show that Hera and Omega are always talking, and they're close, and they're building a friendship. And then they even go as far as thanks for believing in me and this hug. So they're really establishing, I don't believe it has anything to do with a relationship, but they're really establishing that these two are going to be friends and future. They're setting up a future of both of them. All right, whether it be a Hera show or whatever happens to Omega or whatever, but they're building this relationship for a reason. They're showing this friendship. So be prepared, because they're already, making the bed for that. What will it mean at the end? I don't know, but how is it going to conflict? We'll see. And I haven't seen Rebels in a long time, so I don't remember all of Hera's stuff. But Dave Filoni is creating his own problems again, because now you have to explain, where was Omega during episodes 2 and 3? Where was Omega in Rebels? Where's Omega at the end of Bad Batch? Is she going to die? Well, I very much doubt it. So you're now having, she's becoming the next Ahsoka. She's the next Ahsoka problem. Dave is just trying to inject her into stuff, and obviously they want to capitalize on her, but you're forcing her into the narrative. And when you're forcing it, you're going to have problems. You're going to have plot holes and things that don't match up. You can't force Omega because she wasn't around, and now you have to try to explain why you don't see her. You're backing yourself into a corner, Dave Filoni, again. So anyways, they're clearly establishing that they have a relationship, a friendship. And then the episode ends with these two. This is Crosshair, and this is Rampart. Again, you see Crosshair's head is perfectly smooth and fine. He's no problem, not burnt or anything. But this side of his head is all chewed up and messed up. The blast of the damn engine was on his right or his left side, not on this side. So I don't understand what's going on with that. So this is the very end. He's like, man, they're really skilled. It's a shame they're not working for us. And then Crosshair says, request permission to hunt them down. And he's like, yes, absolutely, go for it. And then he walks off. And Crosshair kind of like looks down a little bit, and then they play this dramatic music. Dun, dun, dun. He's going to hunt them down. Wasn't that like the point since episode 1 when the Bad Batch like did all that mess in Camino and Omega shot the gun out of his hand and they've been on the run the whole time and the Empire's looking for them? Like all of a sudden now you're going to hunt them down and they play dramatic music? That's been the whole show, them being chased around. So that concludes this week's The Bad Batch, aka, have you ever watched Star Wars, Dave Filoni? Oh man, let me check something. Let me see something. July, May, maybe here. Okay, that's the chip. Okay. This was about 2 weeks ago. This is the rear section of the engine I'm talking about. They put the explosives around it. The rear section of the engine falls, exposing the blast. They go tumbling inside that engine section. And here you can see he's like this. His left side is being exposed to the blast, okay? You see his right side is tucked into the rock. Again, this is after he's got kind of a black eye. 1, he's got hair. 2, he doesn't have a scar or anything. 3, you see his right side was protected. It was up against this ship wreckage. His left side was what was exposed to the engine blast. His clothes weren't ripped or blown or anything. His face isn't messed up. He should have been fried. But if anything, his left side was exposed. Okay, here. You see here, he was up against the ship. His left side was exposed. Even though he doesn't really look that injured, but there he gets the leg brace, and here he's getting bandaged up. You can see here is what they were bandaging. See here? When I was talking about the Dengar theory. Okay. Oh, by the way, you see ES2 is Tina. ES4 is Daheli Hall. Those are the 2 female clones. All right, so for here, let me just show you is the easiest way. Just a moment. Have you ever watched your own Star Wars, Dave Filoni? Okay. I have to be careful because of copyright, but I can show you. So watch. You should see. Okay. So you see here, this is Crosshair. You see the left side of his head is perfectly smooth. That was the side that was exposed to the engine blast. Perfectly fine. You see? You see here, his head is fine. I don't know why his hair is gone all of a sudden, but okay. But you see his head is fine. His head is fine. Now you see here. You see? It's not just that its face is a little bit darker. If you look here, there's this scarred. You see it? I know they show a good view of it. I got to be careful. I'll definitely get a copyright for this crap. You see how scarred it is? See if I can catch it. And why his eye is a freaking crosshair, I don't know. And by the way, does that look anything like Jango Fett to you? Ah, damn it. That's one thing that with Disney Plus, it's like so hard to pause. And anyways, you should have seen it, and if you were to actually watch, you would see it's clearly he has this big gash on his head. I don't remember if there's another spot. Yeah, I don't think that you see it here. Anyways, you can see that he's got this big, like, scarred out section, and it makes no sense. He again was tucked into the ship on his right. All the exposure was his left side. I meant Leonardo. I don't know why I said Mikey, plus Mikey's my favorite turtle. I always like Donatello. I like them all, but Donatello was my homie. Yeah, Leo was my least favorite of the group. He's just the leader. Imagine Jabba has control of some planets that doesn't even have electricity or that are controlled by criminal gangs. He must control them. Yep. Mikey is the fun one. Raphael is the tough one. Donatello is the smart one. They have traits that people actually have. Leo is just the leader. I like the idea that the Outer Rim is a place of no law, like Western and feudal Japan villages. Other than Tatooine, we haven't seen too much of that. Yep. You see a bit in EU, but yeah. Thanks for stopping in, Epic Green, if you're still around. I can't wait for Disney to make a non-binary Star Wars character. Boy, will that be exciting. Oh, wait, I can't say boy anymore. It's too harmful for women, even though girls don't get mad at that. ES02 and ES04 were the two regular people. Weren't they four of the first real people to become soldiers? The one time I actually want them to take off their helmets to see who they are, and Disney doesn't. Sector 5 looks quite phallic. Hauser, yes. Why not have it be Cody? Yeah, I don't know. I thought for a moment it was Cody. He just like kind of whipped his hair back and like, you know, but I don't know. I don't know why he's doing that dumb shit. Represents patriarchy. I meant 2 or 4 people who signed up to be soldiers. Dildoni Vision. Dildo vision. I like that. 100. Bad Batch. Yes. Dildo plus Filoni equals Bad Batch. They hired 4 regular people to be soldiers. 2 were men and 2 were women. Then Crosshair killed one of the men, so now there's 3 normal people in the army. Those are the only 3 characters I want to take off their helmets, but they don't. So now we have to assume that's the normal soldiers or clones. Every other character takes off their helmet 70% of the show and ready to know it's them. Crosshair Scar triggers my trypophobia. I just looked up the word to see if I spelled it right. Big fucking mistake. Hug. And Omega's 12. And Harris 13. Guys, the first 2 openly gay Star Wars characters. Greetings programs. Hey, Adaptive. Omega seemed forced since the beginning. Yes, she is. Hello. I tell people about stuff, about explanations, and they say Dave will answer eventually. Why do I need to wait for an answer when they can explain here? I've never seen any Star Wars cartoons. Yeah. The Sad Snatch sounds so bad. They really are a waste of time. Clone Wars you can watch if you want. Just don't expect it as canon. The other shows I don't recommend. Rebels, Warring, Resistance, blah. I still haven't watched Bad Batch. One day, I still watch all the episodes and have an attack of boredom that will make me sleep for 20 hours. Honestly, there's only one episode I think is worth seeing. It was the one like 2 or 3 ago that I said, hey, this is a pretty decent episode. It's a total filler side, nothing story, but it was cool seeing the clones storm around the city and occupying, and it had nice, beautiful artwork. It was very anime stylistic. It was a cool episode. Outside of that, all of it's been nonsense. People say the Clone Wars answers questions that the PT forgot to answer. No, they don't. Dave made those questions. Correct. The holes in Crosshair's head are so gross to me. Imagine if they're trying to make Crosshair Dengar. Dengar is a different character. We see him in Clone Wars. Yeah, but Dave could retcon that. He already has retconned himself several times. Ooh, Crosshair's hair holes is so gross to me. Some facial hair, not. Yeah, they like totally changed his freaking look. Someone on TikTok better not tell me just because they're clones doesn't mean they have to look like Jango Fett. Somebody will. How come in real life Jango is spelled Django? What does the D do? I don't know. It's silent. What do you think Boba would look like if he was a Western outlaw? I have no idea, dude. I go by what Boba looks like. They are saving code for the Kenobi show. Oh, Cody. Maybe. 10 years after, though, Cody would be 30, which makes him 60. 30-something. You know, he'd be like 65-ish years old. Morrison to play Cody and Kenobi. Tamora Morrison. How do you spell his name? Don't want to look it up because, well, you know, it's Mora, I believe. Morrison. Temuera, I think it is. Temuera, I think is how it's spelled. Tomorrow. Yep. All right. Well, that's really all I got. It's not a whole lot going on. You know, Bad Batch is nonsense. So a big waste of fucking time. It's leading nowhere outside of Rey. I really don't even see the point of why they spent the time and money to make this cartoon, because it just really doesn't. It just further complicates things, and it's not doing anything. It's not enriching the universe. So why bother? Trying to think. There's not really anything else going on that I've heard or that's the only thing I can think of, guys. I don't know if anybody has any thoughts or ideas or questions. I know it's kind of a short stream, but there's just not much going on. Literally, all of Disney shows do nothing to the universe except put Ahsoka in more stuff and make Rey look good, look cool. Yep. And now it's going to be about Omega as well. The Doniverse bees that ways. Yep. The Sad Snatch is just filler to keep people talking about Star Wars. Yep. And it's all about the girls now. Hera, Ahsoka, Omega. Baby Yoda, technically we don't know if he's a boy. You assume he is, but we technically don't know. Bo-Katan, you know. Cara Dune was another one they were going to. By the way, James, since you spelled her name all wrong before, it is Cara Cynthia Dune. Why are they even called the Bad Batch? Well, originally because they were defective. They were a bad batch. But Dildoni turned them into, oh, they're mutants, so they're awesome. Times of nothing interesting happening in Star Wars. Sell Lucasfilm, yes. Cara Cynthia Dune is her actual name. Literally, Disney bought Star Wars to make shows where nothing happens. Yes. That all contradict each other. Said Doom. I don't know why it didn't correct itself to Dune. Yeah, but Joseph spelled Cara with a K. Restore the Lucasverse. Yes. Start dumpster fire. Yes. Well, shit, I don't know what to do, guys. Star Wars Resistance, the Star Wars show where nothing happens. Yep. I could take a break and come back. I'm going to take a break regardless, but I could take a break and come back. And if you guys have stuff you want to talk about, I'm more than happy. But I really don't have any other news. And if we're going to go off into other topics, then I would probably end this stream because, again, I want this to be what the title is, Star Wars News, and not turn into a whole other thing. Now, I'm not tired. What I'll do is I'll go over to YouNow and open up the cantina, and anybody that wants to hang out, we can. It's just a matter of I don't want this stream to be just a whatever stream when it's, you know, Resistance is another thing. Post First Order era might just be the most boring era of all Star Wars. If Finn is a Jedi, it would be less boring. Yeah. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a little 5-10 minute break. I'll come back. I'll check if you guys have something specific that you want to talk about or whatever. Again, I have no problem staying on. But if we're gonna, like I said, if we're gonna just like go off into a whole bunch of other conversations, then I would rather end this stream and I'll open up the cantina on YouNow. Who's Snoke? Dead. That's his real name. Nope, he dies. So, yeah, I don't know if anything comes up. You guys let me know. We met on YouNow. Oh, hey, Kieran. Cool. Awesome. I'm British boy. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I usually do very long streams over here, but there's not much going on in Star Wars news recently, and especially this week, so I may end this stream and then go over to YouNow and just open up a general hangout stream. But every Friday night I do a Star Wars stream. News, or watch one of the movies, or, you know, whatever's going on. For what it's worth. But like I said, I'm going to take a quick break, guys. I'll be back in 5-10 minutes. If something occurs to you, if there's something Star Wars that you guys want to talk about, I mean, I can hang, you know, we can be here another 8 hours. But if we're just going to go off into other stuff, then I figure I'll end the stream, because we have to always be conscious of people that come behind us to watch the replay. And it doesn't make sense to make an 8-hour video of us talking about other stuff when it's supposed to be Star Wars news. So put your thinking caps on. If there's anything, we can continue here. If not, when I come back, I'll end this and I'll open up the cantina over on YouNow. So I will leave you with an intermission, and I will be back in just a few. About 10 minutes. See you soon.
If you think of the first 3 films as one film, which is what it was intended to be, you know, Darth Vader comes in the front door, scares everybody, kills a few guys, and then you follow it through, and then you find out that Luke is his father, and then eventually it ends up with him not being the bad guy, but actually being a rather sad guy, and then eventually being the hero and killing the Emperor. That, if you saw it as one movie, that's the movie you'd see. And one of the problems I had is that Darth Vader became such an icon of evil that when it got split up over 6 years, the impact of him as a tragic character got lost. So that was one of the inspirations for going back and doing the backstory, because it really is about, it's really the tragedy of Darth Vader is the story. The struggle in Star Wars is about passion against compassion, which is greed against giving and giving up, primarily. And the whole issue is the flip side of greed is fear of losing. So you're either trying to get things or you're afraid of losing the things that you've got. And the idea is that to let go of those things and because once you start down that path of fear, then you're trying to protect things and you're willing to fight for things and you're willing to. And the Jedi's basic job in the beginning, which we never get to see too much of because we start really during the war, they were like marshals in the Old West. I mean, they would go from town to town and they would, help solve the problems. And in a lot of cases, the marshals and the judges were pretty much the same thing, and they would just travel and they would bring justice and solve problems for people, which is kind of what Jedi are. And they're negotiators, they're not fighters. Only they're negotiators, sort of like the mafia. They're compassionate negotiators with a very big laser sword, which they don't like to use, but if somebody, doesn't want to solve the problem, then they'll solve it for them, so to speak, which is an incentive for people to solve their problems without fighting. The first film starts with the last age of the Republic, which is it's getting tired, it's old, it's getting corrupt. There's the rise of the Sith, who are now becoming a force. And in the backdrop of this, you have Anakin Skywalker, a young boy who's destined to be a very significant player in bringing balance back to the Force and the Republic. In the second film, we get into more of that turmoil. It's the beginning of the Clone Wars. It's the beginning of the end of democracy in the Republic, sort of the beginning of the end of the Republic. And it's Anakin Skywalker beginning to deal with some of his more intense emotions of anger, hatred, sense of loss, possessiveness, jealousy, and the other things he's coping with. Then we will get to the third film where he is seduced to the dark side, which brings us up to films 4, 5, and 6, where Anakin's offspring redeem him and allow him to fulfill the prophecy where he brings balance to the Force by doing away with the Sith and getting rid of evil in the universe. A lot of the issues that are in films 4, 5, and 6 become much clearer when you begin to realize what's behind the issues and how things came to pass. Because there's a lot of things that really are alluded to in the last 3 films, but they don't make much sense unless you really get the gist of what happens, and you really have to have seen 1, 2, and 3 in order to get it all. You get to see the universe, kind of, in the first 3 films. You know, you get to go to the Senate, you get to go to the center of the galaxy, you get to go to these very sophisticated planets and all that kind of stuff. And you're seeing things that are very sophisticated. You're seeing very sophisticated aliens, all kinds of things that are digitally created, you know, large scope, very vast scale and everything. So then when you get down to episode 4, it's all very small. You know, everything's real tiny. There's no scope to it at all. And it's in a very small corner of the galaxy. You talk about those things, but you never ever get to see them. But of course in this thing, you'll have already seen all those things, so you'll know what they're talking about. And you'll know when he's saying, you know, I'm stuck here in the far corner of the galaxy, you'll know what he's talking about. And you'll realize that he is stuck in a little dim corner of the universe. Found in all living things, around us, flows from us, controls individuals, yet we have free will. We have a destiny if we want to follow it. We live for a reason and must discover what it is. What happens when you go to the dark side is it goes out of balance, and then you get really selfish and you forget about everybody, and you ultimately lead yourself, because when you get selfish, you get stuff, or you want stuff. Mm-hmm. And when you want stuff and you get stuff, then you are afraid somebody's going to take it away from you, whether it's a person or a thing or a particular pleasure, experience. Mm-hmm. Once you become afraid that somebody's going to take it away from you, or you're going to lose it, then you start to become angry, especially if you're losing it. And that anger leads to hate. And hate leads to suffering. Mostly on the part of the person who's selfish, because you spend all your time being afraid of losing everything you've got, right, instead of actually living. Where joy, by giving to other people, you can't think about yourself, and therefore there's no pain. But the pleasure factor of greed and of selfishness is a short-lived experience. Therefore, you're constantly trying to replenish it. But of course, the more you replenish it, the harder it is to, so you have to keep upping the ante. You're actually afraid of the pain of not having the joy. So that is ultimately the core of the whole dark side, light side of the Force. And everything flows from that. Obviously, the Sith are always unhappy because they never get enough of anything they want. Mostly their selfishness centers around power and control. And the struggle is always to be able to let go of all that stuff. And of course, that's the problem with Anakin ultimately is you're allowed to love people, but you're not allowed to possess them. And what he did is that he, fell in love and then married her and then became jealous. And then he saw in his visions that she was going to die. He couldn't stand losing her. So in order to not lose her, he made a pact with the devil to be able to become all-powerful.
I am becoming more powerful than any Jedi has ever dreamed of, and I'm doing it for you.
But of course, when he did that, she didn't want to have anything to do with him anymore. So he lost her.
Anakin, you're breaking my heart.
Once you were powerful, being able to bring her back from the dead, well, if I can do that, then I can be Emperor of the Universe. I can get rid of the Emperor. I can do everything. I can make everything the way I want it.
And together, you and I can rule the galaxy. Make things the way we want them to be.
And once you do that, you know, you'll never be satiated. You're always going to be consumed with this driving desire to have more stuff and be afraid that others are going to take it away from you. And of course they are. Because every time you get two Sith together, you have the master, you have the apprentice, and the apprentice is always trying to recruit another apprentice to join with him to kill the master. And the master knows that he's basically everybody below him wants his job. The only way to overcome the dark side is through discipline. The dark side is pleasure, biological, and temporary, and easy to achieve. The light side is joy, everlasting, and difficult to achieve. The great challenge must overcome laziness, give up quick pleasures, and overcome fear, which leads to hate. It's about good and evil in us, as well as our institutions. So, and the idea that some of us think we're really great people, but in the real world we're not. We're terrible people.
Or you can make bad choices.
Well, you make bad choices, but you run your life in a very selfish way, and you think you're doing good when you're actually not. And at the same time, it's you know, how do democracies turn back into dictatorships? Why do people who have the power to have the freedom and everything turn it over to somebody who's going to take it all away from them? It's happened through history forever and ever, and all Star Wars is a way of updating that idea to say, watch out, because there are people out there who don't play by the rules, and if you're not careful, you're going to lose all your freedom. And at the same time, those people who may not play by the rules because they're selfish and greedy turn themselves into evil people who don't care about other people.
All right, all right. Sorry, it was a couple minutes more.
Zooming at the lightning speed of computer blips.
Video man, we're here now. You be in real trouble.
But he isn't. Almost at the speed of light, Video Man streaks through the maze of wires, following the powerful pulses right back to their source. In microseconds.
Video Man. Disney, I think you meant this Disney era is the most boring Disney era. Having George quit Star Wars makes my blood boil in rage and a red face. Clone Wars was me too. The Clone Wars was originally going to be a show about different wars that happened during the war, different battles. You mean? Now it's just an excuse to make the characters look bad and make it seem like Anakin had every right. Yep. I will admit the Jedi Order was a little corrupt, but they were still wise. Yes. A miniseries of unknown Jedi during Episode 1 era, solving problems like the Mafia on the galaxy would be interesting. Yeah, that would be cool. Clone Wars was going to feel like a show that would be called The Adventures of Anakin and Obi-Wan. Now it feels like The Adventures of Ahsoka and Ahsoka. It is. Hail programs. Hey, D. Corey. You know what time it is? It's Grogu all the time, Omega all the time, and Ahsoka all the time. Yes, it is that time. Theory, what if Ahsoka became Darth Vader instead of Anakin? She will. Theory, what if Obi-Wan became Darth Vader instead of Anakin? He will. Theory, what if Mace Windu was white? He was. That's literally Star Wars theory in a nutshell. It is. I once told someone to make ships make sense. The guy got pissed at me and went nonstop on me and said I was homophobic, even though I said nothing about ships being gay. He said, I'm just listening to someone to make opinions for me. So listening to the guy who made the characters your ship is wrong. Where did the homophobia stuff come from? I never said I only want straight ships. I'm not straight. Sorry for letting someone choose for me. It's not like that person's the guy who made the characters, but what does he know? He's only the maker, so why is he so important? What do you think Spider-Man would be like if he was in Star Wars? Totally out of place. A show where young Qui-Gon Jinn teams up with the old Jedi like Yaro Poof and Count Dooku. Yeah, that could be cool. All right. Well, like I said, I don't really have any other Star Wars stuff this week, and it doesn't look like you guys have anything on your minds as far as Star Wars is concerned. So, and just to stay on topic of Star Wars news this week, I guess I'm going to end this stream. I know it's a short one, but it is 2 a.m. Anyways, I will open the cantina over on YouNow. That will be open in just a few minutes. So if anyone wants to hang out and just talk general stuff, play games, the cantina will be open shortly. As far as this stream, I just don't really have anything else for Star Wars this week. So, I used to have so much to talk about. Now Disney made it boring. Yeah. I mean, honestly, there'll be some stuff here and there. Visions, the end of Bad Batch. I'm sure some High Republic nonsense. But, until Book of Boba Fett, which is December, it's not going to be a whole lot. I will, of course, keep up on whatever's going on. Lucasfilm will continue to do their stupidity, I'm sure. At some point, I might talk a little bit about Indiana Jones when we know more. Although I'm not going to go too much into that. We have episodes 1 through 6 to talk. Always, James. Yes, that is true. So, there are some videos coming. I just have all this other stuff going on. And Star Wars knowledge, yeah. Rebels had some stuff, but it took forever to get to. Resistance, nah. Bad Batch, I will never watch it again when it ends. Yeah, I won't be watching any of those episodes again. There's nothing there. Just a moment. I'll read like 2 pages out of the Star Wars archives. Remember I was talking about last week? The look of life, or look at life. So I'll read that little section, and then we'll close out. Did you finish Return of the Jedi in the stream? No, we still have to do part 2 of that. What happened to a time when a new Star Wars thing added something new to the universe? That was back before 2012. Look at life. On June 9, 1964, Lucas graduated from college with an associate in arts degree. George Lucas: I had a strong interest, even at high school, of going to art school to become an illustrator. A cousin of mine, Bruce Baumberger, was a commercial artist for the Saturday Evening's Post magazine, and I thought it would be a fun career, but my father was very much against it. Lucas wanted to study at the Art Center in Los Angeles. George Lucas: he said I could do it if I wanted to, but he wasn't going to pay for it. I could do it on my own. But knowing that I was basically a lazy person, he knew I wasn't going to go out, get my own job, pay for my own tuition, and all that stuff. Lucas was accepted at San Francisco State University to major in anthropology. George Lucas: John Plummer was going to the University of Southern California in Los Angeles. He said, why don't you come up to Stockton with me and take the test? And I said, why would I do that? He said, they have a photography school down there, and it's easy. I was intrigued by the fact that I could go to a university and make some photography and maybe take photography, which I liked. My parents said, if you go to USC, we'll pay the tuition. I thought, I can spend 2 years there doing something I know nothing about, and maybe it will be fun. And maybe, after I get out, I can get into the Art Center. The School of Cinematic Arts at USC, founded in 1929, teaches production techniques with an emphasis on documentary and educational films. George Lucas: there were 2 film classes. One was film history, which was very interesting because many of the movies were from before I was born. I had no exposure to them. A lot of them were foreign films. We didn't have Japanese movies in Modesto. Another was an animation class, the only production class I had. They gave me a minute's worth of film to play with on the animation camera to learn how it worked, and I had it, and I made a movie out of it. Lucas took images from Life and Look magazines, conveying both war and peace, and contrary to the assigned instructions, overlaid a soundtrack of music and voices. He called it Look at Life, 1965. George Lucas: the instructor, Herb Kosovar, was so impressed by it, he entered it into a bunch of film festivals. It made my mark in it made my mark in the department. That was when I suddenly developed a lot more. That's cut up kind of weird. A lot more friendships, and the instruction said, "Oh, we've got a live one here." And the instructors said, "Oh, we've got a live one here." Richard Edmond of Industrial Light and Magic shoots the opening title crawl with the motion control camera designed for the film, nicknamed the Dijkstraflex. So here is how they did the opening crawl. You see it? It's like the camera was going down the line there. All right, and I guess I'll leave it there. The next section is graphic beauty. Yeah, because it goes into a whole other... And there's a bunch of pictures, so I'll leave that for the next time. Graphic beauty. So there you go. Again, amazing book. Thank you, D, so much. This book is absolutely fantastic. If you are a true Star Wars fan, this right here is probably one of the most valuable Star Wars books there are. His other one too, episodes 1 through 3, because it has so many George Lucas interviews and all these pictures and stuff and references that were in the archives that nobody knows about. So there you go. And we'll read a little bit every stream. People say Star Wars was saved in editing. Why do people think the original movie was only good because people who weren't George edited? A lot of people think that Star Wars is good for every reason except for George Lucas, which is just... It's like saying the Earth is awesome, but not because of God. God had nothing to do with it. It's because us humans edited it, and that's why it's awesome. Every movie is 4 hours long eventually, so that's why they always hire an editor. They take out all the shit and make the scenes look better. Every movie edits boring stuff out. Yeah. Now, there is an art and an importance to editing. Don't get me wrong. There is, that saying is true for a reason, that a movie is made in the edit. Same thing with music. I've been heavily involved in a lot of music production. And as a producer, as a consultant, as an executive producer, editing is huge. Little edits in audio and music can make a huge difference. The order of the songs on an album make a huge difference. So, by all means, it's important. But it's not everything. This is why I subbed to Anomaly Inc. to shut down the social justice prequel haters. Editing is a big thing, of course. But if you have a bunch of shit, you can't edit it. You want to know the movies wasn't edited? The Last Jedi, correct. With no CGI. That's awesome that they could do that in 1977. Yeah. Yep. That's how they did the crawl. So if you never saw it or knew, that's what it is. All right. So I guess I'll end this. I will see you guys next Friday. Let's take a quick peek before I go. Let's just see if there's anything. Okay, August 12th, which is, today's the 16th, so roughly a month from now, is the Q3 earnings report from Disney. So that'll be interesting next month, middle of next month. We'll cover that. I'm not sure what day that is, but probably a Friday or something. 4:30 p.m. Eastern, August 12th. Who knows? It could be a Monday or something. Who knows? But that's coming up. Let's see if there's any news. Do. 24 nominations for The Mandalorian. Cinematography, costumes, drama, hairstyling, music, sound editing, visual effects, stunt coordination, stunt performance. WandaVision got 23 nominations. Handmaid's Tale 21, Hamilton 12. Pose? I guess it's FX. That's under Disney, huh? Interesting. 10 nominations. Blackish 6. This Is Us 6. Dancing with the Stars 5. Falcon and Winter Soldier 5. The Oscars 4 nominations. Ratchet 4 nominations. Fargo 3 nominations. Genius. Aretha 3 nominations. Life Below Zero 3 nominations. Pen 15 3 nominations. Politician 3 nominations. Secrets of Wales 3 nominations. Shark Tank 3 nominations. Framing Britney Spears 2 nominations. Central Park 2 nominations. City So Real 2 nominations. The Connors 2 nominations. Jimmy Kimmel 2 nominations. Anchor Archer 1 nomination. Becoming 1 nomination. Bob's Burgers 1 nomination. Disney Holiday Sing Along 1 nomination. Family Guy 1 nomination. Grownish, Inside Pixar, Last Man Standing, Maggie Simpson, and The Force Awakens from a Nap. That got a nomination. Short form animated program. Once Upon a Snowman, Rebuilding Paradise, Robin Roberts, Running Wild with Bear Grylls, Shrill, and The Simpsons all got 1 nomination. All right. That's a lot. All right. Want to see from Star Wars is something Lucas would have done. The Wills, Underworld, Scum and Villainy, Boba Fett, Midichlorians, Legacy in the Family, Real Luke, and so on. Yep. May the Force be with you, buddy. Awesome stream. My pleasure, Roberto. Thank you guys for coming. Spielberg films, Cameron films, Tarantino films, they all got edited to be better. All films are edited. All music is edited. It is what it is. All right. So, trying to think if there's anything else. I'll keep you guys posted as far as the moving and what's going on. Like I said, maybe we'll miss a Friday or two, but it shouldn't be anything too dramatic. I really don't know what's going to happen, but it'll work out. And I'll get set back up soon enough. But in the meantime, I'll keep making videos and keep doing the Friday stream. If anything comes up immediately, a press conference or something, you know, I'll cover it. I have to put out that High Republic, and I have to put out the Mandalorian Chapter 2, and a couple little things I need to finish up. And I know I keep saying it, and I know I keep putting it off, but it's like one thing after the other. But there's videos coming. So And nowadays editors don't seem to exist now because movies either get decided into parts or are just really bad. Green Alien. All right, so I guess I'll close this out. Thanks as always. Appreciate you guys. It's always fun on Fridays hanging out with you guys and doing Star Wars. We will continue to cover Disney's nonsense as it comes along, and keep an eye. There are videos coming. The next two are fairly short ones. Well, the Chapter 2 Mandalorian's like an hour and something. Hour and a half. The High Republic one will probably be 20 minutes. Once I get those two out of the way, I can focus back on the Empire Project. So that'll be coming very soon as well. All right. Rian Johnson is an alien. In Men in Black, George Lucas is an alien. May the Force be with you. Yeah, may the Force be with you. All right, so I'm going to close this out. Thanks as always, guys. Love you guys. I will see you next Friday. You know how to reach me if anything. And I will have the cantina open over on YouNow in just a few minutes. If anyone wants to hang out, play games, talk smack over there, I'll be happy to see you. We always have a good time over there as well. So I will. I'll post it on the community tab as well if anyone else wants to check it out. For those that don't know, and we'll hang out there. The cantina, by the way, will be open 24/7, at least for the next week or two. I'm trying to experiment. It seems to be working. So for those of you that know the cantina or that are curious about the cantina, it will be open 24/7. So if you're looking for a place to hang out, talk smack, have fun, there's a bunch of little games there. It's Star Warsy, but it's not strictly Star Wars. There you can just hang out and talk about whatever, talk shit. So that'll be open every day. I will do my Tuesday night stream like I have been over there, the open combo, but I am doing the experiment of leaving the cantina open 24/7 and just letting people come in and out. And, you know, it'll always be there. And I pop in and out during the day. So there's games and stuff. There's other people to talk to and hang out with if you need a place to go during the day or at night or in the middle of the night or whatever. If you're bored, you're lost, whatever, need someone to talk to, hang out with, play a game, the cantina will be there. Link of YouNow, I can give it to you in just a second. YouNow, Not My Star Wars, May the Force be with you and everyone else. Search him, yes. Not My Star Wars. Yeah, if you just search Not My Star Wars. The thing is, I can't get to my profile right now while I'm in a stream and YouNow. So I have to end that stream. Well, here's what I can do. Okay, YouNow side, I'm going to end this stream. The cantina will be open in a few minutes. So thank you. I see there's 4 people here. Thank you for supporting. And the cantina will be back open in a few minutes, and I will be there. So may the Force be with you on the YouNow side, and I will see you soon. Okay, so just a moment. Here is the link to my YouNow profile. If anyone wants to go check that out. Alrighty. I appreciate you guys. It's been fun as always. May the Force be with you. And if I don't see you sooner, I will see you next Friday. I hope some of you will join me here in a few minutes over on YouNow. And again, the cantina will be open 24/7. So any of you, if you ever, just want to play games, just want to hang out, there's usually people in and out. We We joke around and have a lot of fun in there. And I will be in and out all day, every day. I take breaks. I'll go for a walk or go downstairs or whatever. But I'm in and out of that stream all day long. So see you there. Have a good night. You too, MJ. Thanks for stopping through. And I'll see you guys, if not in a few minutes, definitely next Friday. And there are videos coming. Thanks for the support. Idana, where are you? Where are you? Dead Girls, where are you? I saw her the other day on YouNow, so she's popping around. But Idana, where are you guys? Please let me know you're okay.
Please like the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, keep your comments to yourself.
All right. Take her advice and do it. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks as always. May the Force be with you.
Please like, subscribe, and comment on the video. May the Force be with you.
Impressive.